Hi, I'm Perry Cooper. Welcome to Checking In at SEA. We are at an exciting spot in the airfield, right on the ramp in the middle of the aircraft. You may see behind us the aerial walkway of the International Arrivals Facility. You've probably seen that in our videos before, and we're here to explain to you how this is going to work for those people arriving for international passengers. So this is part of what you've seen in our renderings before, where you'll see how passengers arriving will either come from the South Satellite over the top of the walkway to the International Arrivals Facility, or they'll come from A gates on the A concourse and they'll go across the International Corridor, meet up with a bridge, and then go into the facility from there. But in order to do this and add more gates, we had to add more gate opportunities on the ramp. Let's bring in Steve St. Louis, who's our project manager for this side of the airfield.
Hey Perry.
How are you today, Steve?
Doing well, thanks.
Beautiful day to be out here on the airfield.
Amazing day out here.
What we're talking about is this big piece of white construction that's new. Most people don't see it.
Yeah.
This is what the International Corridor is. Explain to me what we're seeing here on this space.
Yeah, so part of the project, as Perry said, we had to add more international capable gates. In order to do that, we constructed what we call gate pods. And here you'll see 3 of them built out. They look like little boxes. There's one there, and one over there. We call them pods A, B, and C. And what happens in those pods is the vertical circulation, vertical transportation. If you're an international arriving passenger, you're gonna get off your plane, you're gonna come inside that box, and then there's escalators, there's a stair, and there's an elevator, and you take that up to this glass hallway up top. That's called the International Corridor. And you'll walk over to just about where you get to the bridge, and then you'll walk into the new IAF processing center.
And those had to be totally separate from the entire terminal, so it's hard to see from this side, but most people don't realize then that is separate and up above the regular A concourse, correct? You're walking all the way across above the concourse.
That's correct, Perry. You're about 50 feet above grade in those corridors. And if you're a domestic arriving passenger, you'll get off the plane and you'll just shoot right into the existing Concourse A.
Excellent. So we're going to go right inside now to one of those pods and we'll show you what we're talking about. So now we are inside what's called one of the pods. The pods are where you're going to end up being when you first arrive as an international passenger. So Steve, give us an idea. This here to our side here to the north of us is that transition or that swing gate area, correct?
Yeah, that's right, Perry. Off to my right here, this is a partially finished pod, and right now this is being used for domestic arrivals and departures. You can see through the stanchions here, an arriving domestic flight will just enter right into the Concourse A terminal. And if you are an international passenger, you're going to come through this double set of doors that'll be opened, and you're going to enter into the pod. All right, and once you're into the pod, this is where we have our vertical transportation, vertical circulation. We have escalators, we have stairs, and just down to the far end of the hallway here, we have an elevator. So passengers are free to take the stairs, escalators, elevators, whatever they please, and that will transport you to the International Corridor, which will bring you to the new processing center.
So essentially what we're seeing is what we saw from outside is we're now going to go from this pod here at the concourse level as you get out of the gate up above to that walkway that goes across all of these gates along Concourse A and gets to where the bridge meets those 2 pieces, and then that enters into the International Arrivals Facility.
Correct? That's right. That's right.
And the reason we're doing this is because of a security standpoint, correct?
Yes, so we have to keep our domestic travelers and our international travelers separated until you're actually processed to enter the country, which CBP, they're the ones who make that decision when you're coming into the country from internationally travel.
Correct. So Customs and Border Protection. So once you're arriving, you're kind of in that middle space. You're not in the country yet. So it'll be interesting. Actually, the regular passengers, you could actually be seeing all these folks on the other side of the glass. And the reason you're separated is because these folks have not been actually allowed into the country yet. So that is your update here on the International Corridor. It's a lot of more exciting things that are coming here. So we appreciate your time. Keep an eye on more Checking In videos as we continue here at SEA.